Hello, everyone. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello,
Yes.
we can.
Amazing. So good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Nuria Sierra. I'm the CMO at Vector. Some of you might already know me. I've been joining other calls with Christy and Enrique. And before we begin, I'd like to mention that Christy, who normally leads these coordination calls, she's unfortunately recovering from COVID, and she might be joining, but she's just listening. She feels very poorly today, so I will be leading the call. And Enrique also sends his apologies as he has a last minute conflict. And well, first and foremost, I just wanted to say that, well, unfortunately, we are here today, and because something terrible happened, and I just wanted to say that our thoughts are with everyone in Venezuela who has been affected by last week's earthquakes. We know that many communities are still facing tremendous uncertainty, and we also recognize that several people joining us today are living this reality firsthand. The purpose of today's call is very simple. This is just well, we are here to listen, to better understand what's happening on the ground, to identify current needs, and explore how we can connect organizations, logistics providers, and humanitarian partners in ways that genuinely help. This is also an opportunity to bring together people who care, who have expertise, and who may be able to support one another as the response evolves. It's been just a few days, and we can imagine that everything is chaos at the moment. I'd love to quickly go around the room. There's a lot of people connected today with us, and if you could briefly introduce yourself, your organization, where are you joining from, and if so, how you are currently involved in the response. I love to hear some of you. So who wants to start? Javier or Xavier?
Javier, either or. My name is Xavier Marchand. I work at Salesian Missions. We are located in New Rochelle, New York. And we are currently sending funds. My agency is sending funds to Venezuela. I don't know specifics of where that's going, but I know that they did gather a good amount of money, and it being sent this week. So that's where we stand. And nice meeting everyone here.
Amazing, thank you. Who wants to go?
I can go. My name is Alana Markowitz. I work for the Beringer Ingelheim Cares Foundation, and we are donating medicines, but I'm here on more personal capacity on behalf of someone who has contacts in Venezuela locally, and I'm hoping to maybe get some information on how those folks might get some support, because they're doing quite a bit of relief work on their own right now.
Thank you, Alana.
Hi, I'm Luis Luciani. I'm located in Caracas, Venezuela. I'm a member of the board of a foundation helping now on the crisis, and I also own a staffing firm for which we can do the search and selection of talent to be required for the reconstruction.
Thank you so much, Luis. I hope you are well and your family and friends are also safe and all well.
Thank you. We are.
Hello, good morning and good afternoon for some. I'm Guayana Paez Acosta, joining from Miami and Venezuelan American. I'm here because I've been working supporting the Be movement in Venezuela, and I'm also very well connected to several organizations working as nonprofits and foundations that are right now working on the ground. I have invited also a number of organizations that are joining the call today. Some of them are Aprendo y Emprendo, Ashoka, Benemergencia, which is a company working on providing emergency services. And I'm hoping Carlos Dini from Dividendo Voluntario para la Comunidad will join the call. Also, we have here people from Fundación Chamos who are actively channeling resources to Venezuela. And Impact Hub may join the call. And last but not least, Wash and Sanu, which is a B Corp in Venezuela working on water and sanitation. I think I'm covering all the organizations we have invited for the call.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Guayana. I think you might know that we are also a B Corp, and well, that's amazing. All the involvement and everything you are doing. There's anybody else who wants to introduce themselves?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Mariana Cibles. I am the chair at Chamos in the UK. Here with me in this call, it's Maria Silvia Castillo, who is our programs, there she is, our programs manager in Venezuela. She's currently in Caracas, and Andreina Palma, who is our president in Spain. We are currently managing efforts for the victims of the earthquake, and we have been doing a range of things to help in this first phase of the effort. We have a plan that continues towards different phases throughout the next weeks and following months. And we are here to share what we've seen and to try to find partners and to listen and learn about other experiences in managing situations like this in other countries that might help us improve our efficiency and efficacy in the efforts that we are currently doing in Venezuela.
Okay, amazing. Mariana, we are very close. Where are you based in the UK?
In South Kensington, in London.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm based in Bristol.
Okay, well, we are close, closer than many,
Yeah.
and most in this phone call, but yes, we are close.
I know. Well, thank you so much, Mariana. I don't know if who else is. Oh, Chris.
Yeah, hi, my name is Chris Ward. I'm representing what is now Love for Venezuela. It's actually a foundation that started began in Haiti, at Love for Haiti, and there's been 16 years of missions, primarily providing medical on-the-ground medical support as well as supplies. And our recent foray was actually in Jamaica with the hurricane last October. So I'm responsible sort of logistics and trying to coordinate things on the ground. And anyway, that's sort of about 16 years of actually experience in various disaster recovery.
Amazing. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much.
I'll go. I'm Tracy Parson. I'm with Lifting Hands International. We're located in Utah, and We ship humanitarian aid to people in need around the world who are affected by natural disasters, war, violence, etc. And we're looking to connect with a reliable organization on the ground so that we can ship aid and help out as well. So yeah, we can send the aid. We just are looking for someone who can receive our container and distribute.
Mhm. Amazing. Thank you, Tracy. Mhm.
Hi, I'm Alessandra Yarramendi. I'm from Colibri Digital Marketing. We're a small agency with a team here in Venezuela. We're trying to locate, the whole team is trying to support their own communities. Thankfully, we're all safe. And yeah, I'm just here to see how else we can help. We have team in here and we are trying to help our country and our people.
Amazing. I'd like to also understand, well, from the people who is in Venezuela at the moment. So I'd like to understand what you are seeing today.
Yeah, what we are seeing is, for example, in the community that I'm in, thankfully, there wasn't a lot of damage. Nevertheless, there are communities that are really affected. What we're seeing is a lot of people trying to help, trying to don't do their own collections, and that's what we've been helping at medicine. Everything that we've seen, there's need for medicine immediately. There's need for electricity in the areas that were affected. We are very worried about what will come after this. We know the most important part right now is the rescue efforts, and we're very thankful to everyone involved and everyone in the world that has been helping with this. But yeah, right now I would say health, medicines. I know the some hospitals are very full right now. There has been a lot of internal collection. Like I said, everyone in the city is trying to come together and collect food, the medicine that is available. Nonetheless, we know that Venezuela is not exactly the most abastecido. I don't know how to say that in English right now, but country. But yeah, that's what I can see. I don't know if somebody else. I'm a little overwhelmed, I think.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Thank you so much, Alessandra.
Of course. Thank you to all of you for being here and helping. That's very appreciated.
Hi, I'm Sherry Terrazas. I'm here representing Aprendo y Emprendo. We are supporting on a variety of areas in food, inspection of buildings, and in other areas too. And when I'm here to hear to what we can do more.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. I think that, well, you are all very, very brave for being there and wanting to do even more. Thank you. Is there Audra? Audra, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly.
You are, yeah. I'm Audra Weddle with Convoy of Hope. We do humanitarian relief as well during crisis and everything. So we have a team that just arrived in Venezuela today. So they're doing an assessment and we're working with a clearing agent to see how we can get some cargo in there for some relief.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I see it. I'm just trying to follow the list. Hannah?
Yes, hello everybody. Yes, my name is Hannah, also Hannah El Gamal. I'm representing the Global Empowerment Mission, otherwise known as GEM. We are based out of Doral or Miami, Florida, and our team arrived in Caracas on Saturday. We have since shipped 100 tons of cargo, half of which was distributed yesterday already. The other is on its way to La Guaira for distribution as well. We're really planning on doing distributions every single day if I can, mobilize more air cargo. The good news is that, I mean, we've handled a ton of responses, obviously. The organization has existed for over 15 years since the Haiti earthquake, but I've never seen a turnout from any community like we've seen here with the Venezuelan community in Miami and locally in Venezuela. We've so much so that we had to get two overflow facilities to manage donations. And we still need potentially are going to get a third one from how many donations we have that are not even corporate inbounds from our donor partners, but just from the community alone. I've had so many people reach out to me to just provide support in whatever way. So I think something to come out of these tragedies are always the spirit of the community. And I think Venezuelans have really shown to be a tremendous community at that. I'm here for any questions if you guys have any, and if you're looking to ship and you have questions of what, before you start sending things down. It's been pretty complicated, more than other places that we've worked, I must say. But here for, any support and guidance, my door is open.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Hannah. Hannah, I'm just curious because you mentioned that you already sent some help and you have a team there. So I wonder, how are the airport, the ports and the road infrastructure operating today, for example?
So we're seeing that the roads from the airport to Caracas, I think the only thing that we're really encountering right now is just traffic. So we're really trying to factor that in. Another piece of it that's really coming up is a lot of back and forth about like safe passage permits to drive to certain locations, especially to La Guaira and like where people are in the most need. So that's been a point of, I would call it even contention, because some people will tell you, yes, you need it. We've also gotten away with it. We've worked with some truckers who've gotten away with it, or we've tried to support them. They've tried to handle it themselves. So there's just, it seems like there's a lot of confusion and contention on some of the rules of access, let's call them. But right now we're still getting through them. We're really finding a lot of people again who are supporting us with favors or connections and things like that. So each shipment is not like the last, unfortunately, but I think usually from what we've seen is that usually tends to land somewhere after maybe 2 weeks, where like authorities come together and start to build like standardizations for these types of things.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for that. For your testimony. I was also going to ask, well, for other humanitarian organizations, how are they able to move aid effectively now? To other organizations that are on the ground there, if there is anyone who can share their experience.
For some of us who are in doing these inspections on buildings, we go freely here in Caracas, but some like La Guaira, those areas are restricted. But here in Caracas, we use our cars and we walk through building to building, and then we go on our own cars to all the places independently.
Awesome. Also, thank you, Cheryl. If an organization wanted to help today, what would you recommend to do or avoid doing for those of you who are in the ground?
We need first to be very respectful with the orders of these authorities gave. We really want to help, but these people not always has the empathy to let us work.
Okay.
So we need to be careful.
Oh.
Yeah. And And especially these students who are in, some of them are a bit dangerous. So we need to follow to the recommendations around.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I will share what I know from the organizations I've been in contact with. And Hannah touched a bit on that. Ports are currently overwhelmed. Some people say like really collapsed. And many organizations are recommending to channel funds, send not in kind, but mostly cash contributions. However, what I know, it's that right now, apart from the rescue efforts, it seems that the situation is getting to a point where there's need to prevent a health public crisis. And some people and organizations are organizing around that. I know hospitals need a lot of supplies and assistance. Also, there are several campamentos have been set up around the city, and there are already, and I can share the number of online platforms that have been developed, like in a day or two, to gather needs for distributing food, clothing, medicines, for people to volunteer as translators, interpreters. So really the level of organization that the community has shown, it's just incredible. I have never seen something like this. And but the concern is that this has been the rapid response, but this is going to take a long time. And so we want to make sure that the aid continues to be channeled both in kind and in cash to the country in support of the organizations and businesses that are right now providing services and help to all those in need. Yeah, I think that in terms of your last question, Nuria.
Yeah, thank you. So organization is key at the moment. And also for those of you that are on the ground, we are still obviously learning a lot and wanted to do our best. Where do you feel the biggest gaps still exist?
I think helping people to get out of those buildings is still a huge reto. It's really hard to get that, especially the days are passing so quickly, and the weather conditions doesn't help either. The heat and the dehydration for the rescuers and the victims is very difficult still is very difficult to us to access those places. It's impossible. We can go to La Guaira or El Junquito. We don't have the way to get there. They don't let us get there. So that's still it's really hard to help those people. Even for or the bombers and people that they can go, official organizations can go there and estimate what other things can do with no information is still unknown. So that's a huge gap.
Yeah, interesting. Well, thank you, Cheryl. I don't know if Lexi, I don't think you have introduced yourself, and I would love to for people to hear more about your organization and if you are receiving requests as well.
Yeah, no worries. I'm Lexi Nobles. I'm with the American Logistics Aid Network, or ALAN for short. We're a nonprofit that primarily serves U.S. domestic, but we serve other nonprofits responding to disasters and other crises with donated or discounted logistics services. We don't provide international support, but we can provide first mile assistance to airports or ports. Yeah, and there's no fee to work with us. If you guys have a request, please feel free to reach out or review it with the team. Yeah, please let me know if you need any other additional information.
Amazing. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. We have a very varied, lots of different organizations doing many different things, but everyone coming together to help. I think that every time that it's a natural disaster like this, we are learning to be more resilient and learning to how to be more organized in coming together. Well, I like to open the conversation, and I would like to keep hearing people about what they are seeing, and I wanted to also ask if there is any organizations here that have resources, expertise, or partnerships that might help address some of the needs we've just heard. We would love to hear you. Mhm.
Good morning, everyone. Can I participate? Is that okay?
Sure.
Thank
Go
you. Thank you for, my name is Mayra Molina. I am the Executive Director for the Venezuelan Alliance of Utah, the state of Utah. First off, we're really thankful for all of these efforts that everyone is coordinating here and in other countries to support Venezuelan people. One of the actions that we had taken is just a lot of donations, especially medicines and food. We have collected a lot of stuff. Now our challenge is for those collections to be sent to centers, in Florida, because they have more logistics and they have the access, those big organizations like GEM. Thank you so much for everything you guys are doing. They have the capacity and the ability to send this to Venezuela, because small organizations, that we usually struggle with the costs. So that's a big issue for us. The other thing that we have seen is just the willing of every organization and society to help. And we have worked with three, let's call it three issues, or the three main, work that comes with this. So first off was the donations. The second is the one initiative that we did nationwide with the Venezuelan coalition organizations in the United States. And then we have been sent money directly to the rescuers, down there in the ground, so they can buy tools and provide food and other necessities for these amazing rescuers that have been working nonstop since Thursday and Wednesday night. And the other thing that we have done is just, I know this will be the last thing to think about, but we have a lot of Venezuelan people here. They lost the TPS protection, the temporary protection status, because the government argued we didn't have any valid, reasons but for that benefit to be continued. Unfortunately, the situation changed for us, and we have the initiative nationwide to visiting our authorities, federal authorities, to please request an emergency TPS. We have a lot of families that are in detention centers, ICE detention centers, and they're worried because obviously with this situation, they don't want to go back to Venezuela. I don't know if you guys heard the news, but on Wednesday morning, a flight with 148 people were deported to Caracas, to La Guaira, and they were put in a hotel by the government, and only 12 survived. So all of the rest, they were deported. They die on those in that hotel. So unfortunately, that's happening. The other challenge that we had seen is the government they are restricting and blocking any humanitarian aid for those places, like Cheryl was saying, to those places that are really hard to reach, and that limiting the access. And we have news from people, some of the leaders in those communities have been put in jail by the government, unfortunately. So this is something that we need to keep in consideration while we are working for the TPS or the DED. If the TPS is not available, the DED is the defer enforced departure. And so we're fighting to have a protection, at least for now, temporarily, while Venezuela, I know it's going to take a lot of time and efforts to have these areas to come through and move forward. Those are the efforts that we're working on, and really thankful. Like Cheryl mentioned it, I think the best way to manage right now, how can we support it? It's just, thank God we have a lot of support from all over, a lot of donations, a lot of medicines, a lot of humanitarian aid getting there. But I think the most effective way at this moment will be donating to those organizations that are directly there, so they can still support the logistics and other cost that comes with it. Caritas in Venezuela is a great organization that we have worked with in the past, and they are amazing. They do an amazing job. That's the organization that I can tell you they do an amazing job down there. I'm pretty sure some other organizations that I'm not aware of, they're doing an amazing job as well. So our focus right here at this moment is to direct all of the people that call us, to how can we participate, how can I support, having donate money directly to those organizations. So I know for sure they're going to do a great job with it. Thank you.
Amazing. No, thank you, Mayra. These conversations always remind us that while disasters affect communities locally, the response truly becomes global, right? Raul, I think you wanted to say something.
Introduce myself. Yes, this is Raul Pineda. I'm with Americas. That's a US-based NGO, non-government organization, even though I'm based in El Salvador. Okay, so we do health, mostly WASH, MHPSS, and of course we respond to emergencies and disasters all over the world. And in this particular case, we are engaged and we are active, even though we have not deployed to Venezuela due to security and safety issues. However, we are partnering with local NGOs and other organizations so that we can actually see how we can restore health services as soon as possible. So at this point, for example, we have partnered with Parco Hospital. That's a Colombian organization that is actually an EMT type 1 fixed. That is an emergency medical team. They will be traveling to Venezuela in the next couple of days. They are just being cleared by the governments, by both governments, Colombia and Venezuela. And also what we also try to do is how can we support with bringing medicine and medical supplies into those clinics and hospitals that have been affected. Again, as I said, we are now partnering with other organizations so that they have like a local presence in Venezuela so that they can actually go in and out without any issues. And we are also hiring a consultant in Venezuela who will be our, let's say, our foot in there, So that situation might change in the near future so that we can actually deploy there. But at this point, we are not allowed to deploy because of those things. However, we are responding by bringing medical supplies, medicine, and supporting those medical mobile clinics like Parco Hospital in this case. So we have a long-term commitment to do that because, I mean, we've been around for more than 45 years, And yeah, we have actually offices and presence all over the world, 9 offices, Africa, Asia, and the US. El Salvador, Puerto Rico, Colombia. And now with this particular situation, we are trying to partner with as many partners as we can in order to see how we can bring stuff into Venezuela.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Raul. I think that you are doing an amazing job. Asier, I know that Ashoka is an amazing, incredible organization. You do great things, but can you share a bit more on how you are supporting this cause?
Of course. Thank you, Nuria, and thank you, Guyana, for inviting me. So I'm part of, for those of you that probably haven't heard of Ashoka, we're a global community of social entrepreneurs, and close to 30 of them live in Venezuela. And so all of them have been affected in different ways, but they're also coordinating different actions. So I put a link there and my contact details in case some of you need to connect with organizations on the ground in Venezuela. Right now at Ashoka, we don't have any logistical expertise, so we can't send stuff because we don't know, what's going to arrive and etc. But we are helping to connect, in my case, people from the diaspora with our social entrepreneurs on the ground to coordinate different actions. And what we're trying to focus is on sending cash, sending money to the organizations on the ground so they can deal and address like different circumstances. So again, I'll put another link where some of the fellows are coordinating with other groups locally to help people know or where they can post who is missing, who needs medical support, psychological support, food, different things. So I'll put another link in there. And also I would echo Guyana's point, I think at the beginning, that this is going to be a marathon. And so even if some of you are having some frustration because some of the help you want to provide is not reaching, realize that you're going to have a bunch of opportunities to support over the next weeks, months, and years. And so in the case of Ashoka, besides that critical or just supporting basically some emergencies from our social entrepreneurs on the ground, we'd like to coordinate other actions that are going to help create other more structural support, systemic support to Venezuela.
Awesome.
Back to you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Asier. I think that Chris also wanted to say something.
Yeah, just want to let everybody know one of the things that we've been doing. I've been doing a media scrape each morning, and matching that media scrape, meaning like 5 or 6 news organizations. I've been actually getting information from diaspora, trusted sources that I know on the ground or that others know on the ground, and comparing and basically doing a comparative, just saying, this is what the media is saying, this is what people on the ground are saying. And often there is, there's a gap between what the media is saying. The media right now is really focusing on those miraculous stories of pulling people from the rubble. Well, the emerging problems that we know in other disasters, when we're starting to see health concerns and community health, social problems that are going to be emerging from this. So we're just trying to track it. So if anybody's interested, I'm certainly happy to. I do a morning report, and again, it's sort of the 2 sources of data are the news media, and then trusted sources that we have that we can sort of have sometimes a counter narrative than what the media is saying. So that's currently what we are doing at the moment. And yes, we recognize that it is our intention to go beyond 30 days when it comes to planning and supporting, and realizing that we're limited to what we can do in the first week at this point. But our intention is to deal with sort of the health issues and concerns that are going to go beyond 30 days from now.
Mm-hmm. No, that's amazing. It's incredible how everyone is coming together globally to help this cause with any resources and anything is super valid. I even saw these days on a post on LinkedIn that you can also support remotely by filling the lists of people for the hospitals. And I think that's incredible that we are just well, everyone is thinking and doing their bits on this. So thank you so much, Chris. I will make sure that we can add all the links and we can share all the resources when we share the recording. A few things that we are hearing today. Well, the situation remains dynamic, it's very complicated. The coordination is essential. Certain infrastructure is operational, but access remains very challenging in some areas. And well, and communities continue to have significant unmet needs. Oh, Juan, sorry, I haven't seen you. Hello, Juan.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm gonna take a plane to go to Venezuela in 2 hours. Okay, I'm returning from China. Once I'm there, I can give you a full report of what's the status regarding logistics, communication, connectivity, and such on. Okay. So far, all the cargo that was intended to be discharged in CCS airport, which is the airport that is unoperative right now, is being deviated to Valencia. It is possible to connect cargo there, but as some of the previous persons that were speaking, do not send anything unless you have a receiver that is authorized to handle this kind of cargo. Okay. It is preferred to use an NGO that is already established in Venezuela, such as the Red Cross or Caritas or even the UN. Some of these organizations are organized and they know how to handle the procedure to avoid paying taxes and how to handle it regarding customs. Okay, it's not so easy. I know that there are a lot of effort worldwide to send all kind of cargoes into Venezuela, but it will face a barrier once it's in the country. Okay, customs side. We are going. I will be in Valencia maybe tomorrow or the day after that, and I can update you with all the procedure and all the things that you must consider if you want to send humanitarian aid cargo into Venezuela. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's so important information that you just shared. So it seems like having like a local verified or humanitarian channels are critical, right?
Yeah. The most important thing is that all the things that are going to be sent are going to be directed in a good use for the people that is in need. Okay. There is a lot of areas affected. I know La Guaira is the most known at the moment, but there are other states that are also in not such a difficult stage as La Guaira, but some of the buildings also went down. And there are bridges that are affected and some more things. So we will start to see, even with the replicas, more affectation country-wise. So we need to have an update day by day of the situation. I don't have enough words to thank all the world and all the people that is in my country risking their lives to save people. I will remember that my whole life, and I know that all the people in Venezuela will do as well. And I really thank these kind of meetings of the people that is interested in people that is my from my flesh and blood. For me, that is really important. So I am at your service. In anything that I can help, please call me at any time, and I will be happy to do it.
Thank you so much, Juan. Thank you. I hope you have a safe travel back to Venezuela.
Thank you.
Gabi Arenas, I think you.
Hi, thank you, Nadia. I'm so sorry for being late at the meeting, but I am on my way to the El Dorado Airport in Colombia because we are delivering our third cargament of humanitarian aid to Venezuela today. I was hearing Juan, but I just want to share that already exists a mechanism in Venezuela to identify the needs in different refugee centers, hospital, organizations, the United Nations systems in alliance with a group of Ashoka Fellows and also our civil society organization create a response to the situation. The second working in the short time response, which means what is going to happen with the families that lost their homes. And there is people working already with CAF, Corporación Andina de Fomentos, Inter-American Bank, and others for the long time response. I think it's very important to coordinate every action that we are trying to do through this mechanism and through the mechanisms that the governments internationally agreed with the Venezuelan government. We already sent to Venezuela 120 tons of humanitarian aid help, and it was the whole donation was received by us with the approval of the Venezuelan government. And we delivered the aid directly to the social organizations in Venezuela. We don't have any problem with permissions or any problem with the authorities. So far, I can say that it's going to be the same. But we have 6 health mission in Venezuela right now with 68 doctors. We sent 2 groups of topos, rescue specialists from Argentina and Colombia, and we don't have any problem, but we did everything through the established mechanism for the social organizations and for the international governments and international aid. So I think that coordination is crucial to be able to deliver the help, but also to be able to respond in an efficient way without repeating efforts.
No, that's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Super important what you just shared. So we will make sure to include that also in our follow-up. I don't think Tiffany has shared. Are you here, Tiffany? I would love to hear more about your mission and
Yeah, I'm happy to share. Thank you so much. We actually, there's at least 2 of Souls for Souls partners on this call. Audra is with Convoy of Hope and Tracy Parson is with Lifting Hands International. So I'd love seeing their names and their faces here. Souls for Souls is a global nonprofit that provides relief and opportunity through shoes and clothing. And we have 4 different spokes on the wheel of our programs that accomplish our mission, but one of them is our For Relief program. And it really focuses on making sure that people affected by natural disasters or humanitarian crisis have access to new shoes and clothing. We've already had some conversations high level with Convoy about how we can collaborate with them to make sure that when items are needed, such as new shoes and clothing, we're able to help. We often come in as like a second wave responder because as I'm noticing, there have been some mention of shoes and clothing, but a lot of the primary needs right now focus on recovery, medical, food. So we definitely understand our place and always want to be a blessing and not a burden. I'm based in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'll add our contact information here. We do have 2 nonprofit partners in Venezuela. They're both smaller. So one thing I was really curious about, and I actually had wanted to ask earlier and just didn't, but for organizations that are smaller and don't have the bandwidth to get cargo, shipped to, or even when cargo arrives in Venezuela, they don't have the bandwidth to arrange for distribution or arrange for transportation. I'd love to be able just to hear like how are smaller nonprofits that are based in Venezuela able to access some of these resources? Because those are things that I'd love to share with the two organizations that have already reached out to us, even see how can we help them.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tiffany. I think that you do an amazing things. So I know there's a lot of people we haven't heard. I just wanted to say that, well, we are running out of time, but before we wrap up, I'd like to also ask if anyone has any final updates or requests or opportunities where this group may be able to help. So please well, you can reach out to us, you can participate here, feel free, please. I also, by the way, I don't think James Rucker with Healing Hands International, I think you are here somewhere, but I don't think we've heard you.
Hi, yeah, I apologize for being late. I was in another meeting and had some phone calls about Venezuela as well. And I'm looking forward to hearing the AI summary of this. One thing that Tiffany, that kind of comes up, I think we're also based in Nashville. And I think in Smyrna, there's actually been an entire warehouse that has been full of donations, and now they're overflowing. And so we're looking at some of the transportation needs of that through a partner of Treasures in Heaven International, which is in Barry Chapel located. And as not the first responders, not always the second responders, but almost those third responders of the supplies that we'll get down there in a couple months. And so we'd love to, I guess, offline, we can continue up in that conversation. But what we're doing is that we've got some partners on the ground as well as in Colombia that are working on buying supplies outside the area and having them sent in. And then we've got church partners that are delivering food and packaging meals and kind of moving in. And we've I guess we've got a warehouse here in Nashville, but we have not been collecting supplies as there have been others in the Middle Tennessee area that are doing that. But we're open for collaboration. And I'll throw my email information in the chat group. And thank you guys. I apologize for being late, but you guys are all doing great stuff.
Awesome. Thank you so much, James. I know we just have one more minute, so I wanted to be mindful of everyone's time. So thank you, everyone. I think that today's call wasn't about having all the answers. It was about making those connections and sharing trusted information and bringing together people who are committed to helping. So we can for sure coordinate another call for next week. And we also have the WhatsApp group for coordination and info sharing in between calls. And also we will make sure to share not only the recording, but also some follow-up information that you have been sharing here today with us. So some key action items and the contacts that we've been asking. I can see some contacts shared in the chat. So on behalf of everyone at Vector and our Logistics with Purpose movement, thank you. Thank you again for being here. And please stay safe for those of you who are on the ground. And I hope to see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for offering the
Bye.
space, and we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.